Hello everybody, happy Sunday to you all, and welcome to another day in Azeroth. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I hope everybody is doing fantastic today. Tanita, Lael, David, Eags, Geo, Karen, Wayne, Nemo, welcome to the stream everybody. Let's take a look at some housekeeping stuff. Bags need to be emptied out. Let's go do that.
What do you require?
What do we have? A couple pieces of cloth. I'm just gonna get rid of these for now. Blacksmithing recipe we don't need. Stones we don't need. Turtle meat I do need. The wool, we could make some more heavy wool bandages. We have not really been using these. They haven't been super useful. But maybe we can get this towards 150. And, so in TBC, do I still need the books for first aid? Yeah, I think I do. I think we'll still have to go buy the books. We can just get them on the auction house. Have I ever thought about making a guild with followers? Not only have I thought about it, I mean, I've done that before. I let people run a guild for me and stuff, and I let them run a guild for me and run a Discord server for me under the pretense that, like, I really didn't have time to do it, so I had some people who were very enthusiastic and really wanted to do that back in, like, Wrath of the Lich King era, Cataclysm era, and it ended up going very poorly, and it's not something I will ever revisit. The only way I could have a guild that's my guild, that's associated with me and my name, is if I have time to run it. If I have time to run it, if I have time to recruit, if I have time to hang out in Discord and see, like, what exactly is going on in my guild. But without that time, I will never have a guild that's in any way associated with me ever again. Because then things get out of hand, and then my name is on it, and my brand is on it, but it has nothing to do with me, so no. I'll probably never do that again. Once was enough. I'm uncomfortable even being in guilds. Yeah, like I'm in a guild right now. I might raid with that guild. I'm not really comfortable with it because I don't know anybody in that guild and they don't know me. And so yeah. Probably not. I have a quest to turn in somewhere. Oh, maybe in the building over here. Carrie, good morning to you and welcome to the stream. Dante, happy Sunday, buddy. Primordial, thanks for joining us. Kamomu, welcome. Thanks for being here. Alright, what do we have?
I am forsaken.
Oh yeah, the mud snout blossoms.
Our time will come.
Take this to the Undercity. Okay. So what else do we have? Oh my Jesus Lord God. What did they do to Questie? Why would they do this to me? That looks terrible. I just updated Questie. Literally there was just an update. I just updated it. It should be working fine. I definitely don't want green squares all over the place. Okay. It's thinking. It's still thinking. It's thinking a little bit more. Okay, that looks better. Great. Maybe we go kill some Yeti. We have Yeti. Ooh, and we can also do this last battle at Hillsborough. This used to be elite stuff down here. But they took all the elite stuff out, so we should be able to solo that now. Other than that, we have Syndicate Missive. And Warrenstone tokens. Halcular's Rod is 33. Maybe that's not the first thing that we should do. This one's 32. Let's just go do this one. This is level 30. It seems to be our lowest level quest right now in this area, so let's try to go do that. And we'll see how that goes. It used to be an elite area that you needed a group to go into, but with TBC changes, we should be able to go there by ourselves. and have a chance of getting it done. Yeah, seems like we're getting lots of bad weather. We got snow overnight. I woke up to about 3 or 4 inches of snow piled up on the car, so we must have got dumped on overnight. There's supposed to be like a little bit of snow throughout the day today. I don't know. Like, I've given up on really caring too much. I have given up on caring. What I know for sure, and it probably isn't going to change until like late February, late March. What I know for sure is that the outside world is hostile to me, and that if I'm not careful, it would love for me to die. That's what I've realized, and it's not going to change, and it doesn't matter like what the weather says it's doing, doesn't matter what the meteorologist says. The world outside hates me and would like nothing more than for me to perish. And so I'm just going to keep living my life with that set of knowledge, and then it'll be fine. Like, I'm sick of it, quite frankly. I am sick of it, and there's nothing to be done about it. You could say, well, move somewhere warmer. Well, all the warmer places are also getting blizzards. So there is no hope for it. Unless you make millions of dollars and you can live in California, and then you're fine. But then sometimes everything's gonna burn, and so you're fucked no matter what you do. You're either gonna freeze, or you're gonna burn, or you're gonna drown. Like, it just is what it is. That's the planet that we've inherited. Why the shitty attitude? I mean, I have the same attitude I always have. My attitude is variable, you know, based on life and what's going on. I don't know. This is like, never mind. I'll just leave it there. No, I think one of the reasons why I will never stream consistently is because I have a really big problem with like putting on a persona and just wearing that persona every single day when it's supposed to be something that I do just to enjoy. And so ultimately, like, when you're any kind of entertainer, you know, that and you have any kind of audience, people start to have these weird expectations. And a lot of times the expectations people have nothing at all to do with you. The expectations people have everything to do with them. But when you're in this situation, those expectations grow anyway. And eventually I just get tired of disappointing people. So I go back into my little recording hole and I go back to like focusing on recorded stuff for a while, and I like recharge and rejuve, and then I, you know, that kind of fades away, and then I come back to streaming. But it's consistently the same thing every time. At a certain point, what I realize is like, I think for people to be really successful doing this every single day, you have to put on a mask. You have to be able to put on a mask, but not only that, but the mask has to be very consistent. And the mask has to be intricately tailored to what you think that people want you to, what they want to hear, what they want to see. And I don't do that. I did that for over a decade at a corporation, teaching classes, being a leader. And I can't do that like anymore. And so I don't. And so oftentimes like I am a certain way, but then other times I'm another way, and people find contradiction in that, and people get bothered by it because people expect what they want, and what they want is consistency, and more what they want is just to have like their own positivity kind of siloed and reflected back at them. And I don't do any of that stuff. So eventually when it grows tiresome and I feel like people are growing tired of it, I go back into my recording hole and I just do that. For me, being myself is the best thing, but as an entertainer, it's not. Because ultimately, you're going to be disappointing people. And so then ultimately that affects how you perform as an entertainer and how successful you are. It's much easier to be siloed behind a mask for like a 1 hour recording than it is for like a 4 or 5 or 6 hour stream. So when I stream, I just act like whatever mood I'm actually in. If I'm feeling kind of negative and pissy about things, then I'm gonna be negative and pissy. If I'm feeling happy and content about things, then I'm gonna seem happy and content. And that works for me for a while, and it works for the streams for a while, but then eventually it doesn't really work. For a lot of reasons. Yeah, I think like people just want a certain thing. They want to show up every day and see a certain thing. Some people want to show up and see a certain thing. They just want whatever's real. Some people are comfortable with the idea that, you know, we're fickle. We're not always the same. We're not always in the same moods. We don't always act the same way. We don't always react the same way to the same things. One day I might feel one way. The next day I might feel differently. And people are very quick to point these things out as hypocrisies. And so you have to take one of two approaches. Like, either you have to be very careful about everything you say, and everything you say has to be tailored. Everything you say has to be scripted to a point where you won't contradict yourself with your own humanity. And so it becomes like putting on a mask. And sometimes the problem with that is like, sometimes the mask doesn't come off. And so I'd rather just not put on a mask at all. And ultimately, like, cultivating an ego is one of the most exhausting things that we do. The idea that I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna be this person for this many hours and I'm gonna act only this way and I'm gonna like these things and dislike these things, manually constructing that kind of ego and then sticking with it day in and day out is incredibly exhausting. Just managing your ego at all is one of the most tiresome things that humans do, but we don't often realize it. And so once streaming becomes that, once I start to feel like I have to cultivate this ego, that the ego is getting bigger than the content and bigger than my fun playing the game, then I go back to recording. And that's been my cycle for a little while now. Anyway, like that's my rant. That's why sometimes I'm in a pissy mood. That's why sometimes I complain about things. That's why sometimes I seem down. That's why sometimes I change my mind about stuff. That's why sometimes I say one thing one week and then I say the opposite thing the next week. Because I'm not trying to put on a mask. And I'm not trying to be a specific thing for any specific group of people. I'm just trying to be the person that I am and act on the feelings and the thoughts as they come to me. And not try to like cultivate some kind of faux personality for you guys. Which, you know, like I said, that's not often very successful in this kind of environment. I think we're looking for stuff. Like I thought we were looking for a crate or a box or something like that, like a keg maybe. But maybe I'm just like confusing my quests. I know we have to find a named guy. Yeah, I thought the named guy was gonna be down in this little area. But we didn't see him, so maybe we're waiting for a respawn. Maybe somebody else tagged him. Or maybe he simply spawns in other places. I don't know. Besides that, I guess we need a few more mountaineers. And that's it. Here we go. What do we got going on here? We got a warlock here. Maybe the guy spawns in this little area. I remember a quest with these crates, like something about a crate or a keg. Maybe it's a follow-up or something. CNET, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for joining us. It's another cold, snowy day. And that's why we're in Azeroth instead of doing real-life stuff. Oh my dear... What? That guy just got out of his bed and he fell through the floor. Can you imagine? You get out of bed, you just fall through your floor into the basement. You guys saw that, right? Dude got out of his bed, fell through the floor, and then he ran up these stairs. He got up here pretty quickly, too. I've never seen anything quite like that. I've never seen a mob just stand up and fall right through the floor. Very unusual behavior. Dragon's Maid, I'm gonna try to decipher this. You made it a 30 on the mage. I learned you no longer enjoy the class and you're out 100 gold. Okay. That sucks, man. That's a long time to realize you don't like it, but no, I understand that. Especially in TBC, I feel like you could easily get to the level 30s before realizing that you're not having a great time. I feel like that'd be something that could definitely happen to people. I've gotten my fair share of characters to level 30 and then dropped them. Anybody who's been around the channel knows that. I think like level 29 to 41 is like the magical range where characters simply disappear. It does happen. Alright, now we gotta find this captain guy, which we've had zero luck with so far. CNET, Dragon's Bane's around just on the weekends. We talked about this, and he left a YouTube comment on the VOD where we talked about it. He has a real job. He works a real life, and he plays on the weekends. That's it. Because some people have those things, you know. Some people have like daily commitments during the week that get them away from their gaming PC. Like, not many of us are lucky enough to be able to sit on our asses all day, ignore our children, and play WoW. Only some of us do that, man. Like me and you and like I don't know how many other people, but not very many. Most people have to get up, they have to go to work, they have shit they have to get done. You know, they get to work on the weekends or maybe an hour late at night if they're really lucky. Not a lot of people in this country get to just play WoW all day during the day and say fuck all to every other thing in life. Work, the curse of the gaming class. Exactly. Yep. Some of us choose to opt out, some of us can't or don't want to. Some of us want to play games but absolutely not opt out of life, and that's perfectly fine. I swear this guy must spawn here. I like, right? I mean, where else could he spawn? There's a balcony area. I feel like maybe he can spawn up on the balcony area, but yeah, see, some people choose to fully engage with everyday life, but they still find their time to game. It's just a less amount of time. Is there any leveling boost right now? No, they didn't give any kind of leveling boost or joyous journeys. But when you move from classic vanilla into TBC, it's basically like having a leveling boost. Because leveling is smoother, it's less XP per level, the quests give more XP in TBC, so like when you move from vanilla to TBC, you are naturally getting a pretty sizable leveling boost. It's just not visible in any form of a buff because it all happens on the back end with how much XP to level and stuff like that. Although admittedly, like I would definitely have been okay with a joyous journey. A joyous journey XP bonus would have been ideal. But you know. I think there's balconies up top here. I have to figure out how to get to those balconies. I feel like the guy could be up top. I kind of remember that he's up here. I have no idea how one would ever get up there. Now I remember the problems that I used to have in this place. Alright, yeah, we gotta find our way up there. Or we can just give up on this quest. I'd be okay with that too. I feel like going down is not the right way. Like, I don't know if I can go... Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't think I'm ever gonna go down to get up. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. So I have to figure out how to get up. Except I don't see any other way up. And I feel like I've been through here quite a... Oh, wait, maybe I go this way. No, this leads me back out front. I feel like I'm just running circles in here, and I'm never gonna find the way to get where I have to get. And I'm okay running circles in here for about like 20 more minutes, as long as there's stuff to kill, and then we're gonna move on and go do something else. Yep, I'm not gonna be stuck here chasing this guy all day. And this also does not lead up. This leads out into that main room. You'd think, like, technically there has to be another staircase. There's gotta be another staircase, and it can't be one that goes down into the ground. It must be one that goes up. Maybe it is out here in this main area. That's all I can think of. The staircase is in the middle room. Okay, yeah, like, that's all I can think of is that there must be stairs out here somewhere that I missed. This is getting a little bit silly. I don't do well inside buildings like this. It's a small building when you really break down like what's going on with the building, but I always get lost in here. I've gotten lost in here for 22 years. And I'm probably never going to stop getting lost in here. There's stairs in the back. Okay, we'll look back here. I mean, the kill XP's been okay. I just don't want to spend all day here. This place feels like the first days at middle school. That's a good analogy. I like that one. Sometimes I still have nightmares about like early middle school and high school. Like I'm there and I can't find my locker, and then I find my locker and I can't remember the combination. That still happens. Oh, my dogs are exploding. Oh, that's fun. My dogs are so fucking stupid. Let me tell you. Since my wife has been gone, my dogs have gotten like even stupider than I ever could have imagined they could be. And it's getting very tiresome. It's made me realize that like I personally am not a pet owner. And like on my own personally would probably never choose to have pets of any kind. Because they're dumb. They're dumb and they're annoying and they're dirty. And every once in a while they're cute, but it doesn't outweigh any of the rest of the bad stuff. Especially when you're someone that tries to be on comms, or you're trying to focus, or think, or relax, or read, or as long, like if you're trying to do any human things for your own enjoyment, whether it's gaming, or football, or reading, then animals are awful. And animals will definitely ruin your good time. They'll also make it so like you can't sit down for more than 10 minutes at a time. They're worse than kids. It's terrible. Here he is. He has an ad. That's not the person I wanted to do that to. That's great. Let's see if we can kill him and at least loot him. Oh, we don't need to loot him. We just need to kill him before we die. All right, I'm cool with that. Let's just do this. And then let's try to find a way out of here. Probably this way. There we go. Well, getting out was easy. Oh, that's right. Our mount cost mana, so if I don't have mana, I can't even mount up. Perch, stop it, buddy. Just stop it. Any housing tour today? Oh yeah. Though that's, oh man, I can't wait to get to the next housing video. No man, come on. You were there. You know I don't care about housing. It took me 20 minutes with housing to realize that all it was a massive waste of human time and life. Oh my god, and it was like something that I could see housing easily sucking people into where they're gonna spend like 2 hours in their house decorating stuff, and then you're gonna look around, you're gonna look at the time, you're gonna have this awful icky hollow feeling inside of you. And it's the awful, icky, hollow feeling of having your time literally fucking slurped up. Oh, there goes all of your time. Oh, you have a cool looking virtual house now. Great job. Now log out and go to work. Yeah, no thank you. God damn, I can just see people dumping so much of their time into that crap. Oh, it made me feel sick just doing it for about 20 minutes. Yeah, probably no more housing videos. Blah. Amy, welcome to the stream, dear. Thanks for stopping by. Amy's in the Philippines right now. It is midnight 30, I think. It's like midnight or something where she's at. And it's also Monday. Midnight 30 on Monday, is that right, Amy? Yep. You have seen that says, I have kids. Those are my pets. They make enough mess. CNET's wife obviously doesn't ever hang out and chat or catch the stream. I have kids. Those are my pets. Yeah. I mean, I get it. The kid can entertain himself, though. My pets are constantly demanding that I do things with them. Like, and they can get right up in your face. You're trying to find food. They don't have, things aren't open in the hotel complex like 24/7. Like, this is the time that you're gonna be awake there. So there, you know, like, granted, I guess, like, actually, I don't know when you're gonna be awake. I can't wrap my head around it. Just good luck. I hope you're okay. You're gonna be awake at some time. And it's somehow, you're gonna be working at the same time that I'm awake, except it's gonna be, like, at midnight through the wee hours for you or something. Like, I still can't imagine it. And it's stressful to even think about it too much.
What now? Goodbye.
I'm getting stressed out right now, just like considering it.
What is it? Beware the
Oh, at some point we found Humbert's sword. I didn't notice that happened, but there we go.
remember.
Excellent. Good times. Yeah, I was, you know, they did a good job on the housing.
What is it?
That's the problem, is that the housing system is kind of like, it could be its entirely own game. In fact, remember that survival crafting game that Blizz had going for a while? That they then shit-canned? I think they took the team and a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff from that game and they turned that into the housing. Because there was going to be robust housing in that game. And I'm pretty sure they had developed it to quite a point. And then they just like took those systems and put Warcraft over top of them and called it a day. And now you have this very robust thing that's it's a different game, and it's a huge time sink and a huge gold sink. And if you're someone that only has so much time to play in a certain day, you're going to go to your house and you're never going to leave your house. It's going to be like real life. You're going to be playing a game where you do the exact same thing that you do in real life. You're going to be playing a game where you're playing a game and you don't leave your house. Just like in real life, how you're playing a game and you don't leave your house. It's like fucking gameception. And it's too crazy for me. I can't tolerate it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm going to sell those. We don't need them.
Dark lady, watch over you.
So let's not get me. I'll go down any path I want and you won't stop me. Alright, we need soothing spice for the meat quest. Soothing spice. Should be able to get it from this guy here.
Be quick about your business.
I'll take as much time as I need, thank you.
Victory for Sylvanas. Trust me.
There we go. Level 32. What do we get at level 32? Blessing of Might 4, Frost Resist I don't care about, Seal of Crusader 4. Yeah, those seem like things that we probably want to have. Maybe we just go back to the Undercity and grab those real fast. We also have a breadcrumb to turn in back in the Undercity. Oh, we have 2 quests to turn in the Undercity. Battle of Hillsbred and Elixir of Agony Part X.
I haven't got all day.
You don't think it's a time waster? Well, that's exactly fine. And that's why that's a demonstration of how people are different. If that's all you want to do and you're really into it, then it's going to feel great. If you're a person who wants to spend your time playing World of Warcraft, it's going to feel like you've gotten the life sucked out of you. I'm a person that wants to play the game that's called World of Warcraft. Like, I want to play my class. I want to push my class buttons. I want to fight things. I want to have adventures. I want to do dungeons and kill bosses. I don't want to decorate my fucking house. And the fact the system is so good and it's so pretty and so clean that it makes me stay there, and I keep decorating my house, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I keep doing it because they made a really great system for their game. But for me, it just sucks the life and time right out of me and leaves me feeling like a desiccated husk. And it's okay if instead for you, it fills you up. It empties me out, and so maybe it fills you up, because people are all different and we respond differently to different things, and that's fine. It's perfectly all right. In fact, there'd be something terribly wrong if we all reacted the same way to everything. Nothing would work. Dragon's Bane, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. That is generous of you. I know you like the rants. Not everybody does, and that's okay. I have to entertain myself somehow during these flights, so. CNET, thanks for the super. Even if you're trying to antagonize chat. Prove me wrong. It's like, I think that's the best thing to say on the internet to people. Prove me wrong. Okay, here we go. I mean, I'm with you. I can't prove you wrong. To steal from thieves, what is this?
I am forsaken.
Go to the debris farm in a Roth. Ooh, okay, I'll grab this for now. I don't know that quest. Level 36. Alright, we are headed to the Apothecarium, of course. David with the $10 super. Thank you very much. Everyone have a nice time playing the game they enjoy. Yeah, exactly. I just always find it, you know, it's funny when people, I'll say one thing and then someone will say, well, actually, I feel this way. And it's like, well, that's okay. It's okay that you feel that way. You know, how I feel cannot possibly negate your feelings or your experience. But at the same time, nothing you say is going to change or negate my feelings or my experience. You can't change it, and I'm not trying to change you. Everyone likes what they like, and they don't like what they don't like. And that's just called being a human. And we're allowed those things. Am I using Baganator? Yes, yes I am.
Victory for Sylvanus. Beware the living. Trust no one.
Alright, that's a chunk of XP into the next level. Very nice. Yeah, we don't have to be, we don't even have to be in disagreements. We're all just being. Yeah, we're not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing. We are all just being. And by virtue of being, we are all being different. Even within our similarities, when there are similarities to the things we like, there are still going to be differences in how we like them and why. And it's not an argument. It's never an argument.
Baladash Malanore. Farewell.
You think you can match the might of a dreadlord?
Do I need this shield? Do I need this sword? 86 top end, 21.7. Let's see. 89 top end, 22.4. Okay, so no. I don't need the sword.
How will this benefit
Our shield is 6 strength, 3 stam, dodge rating. I don't think I need the shield either. I don't think that's going to be any good for me.
Don't waste my time.
I'm going to take the blade to sell it.
You think you can match the might
Unholy
of a dreadlord?
Alliance. Bring Ambassador Melson's head. I don't know who Ambassador Melson is. But I will take the quest. And we will go from there. Geo, thank you so much for the 10-pound super. Much appreciated. You guys are all very generous today. Thank you, my friend. Alright, so what do we want to do now? I guess we can just go back to Hillsbred. Strong Troll's Blood Potion we have to get off the auction house. Dagger Spine Scales, Torn Fin Eyes, those are ooh, those guys are really close to South Shore. Like, we can do that one, we just have to be careful. Worn Stone Tokens is... I think that's in Arathi? No, Dalaran, up by Dalaran. Hammer May Fall is over in the Arathi Highlands. Helcular's Rod. Helcular's, yeah, I think there's a couple of different flames we have to click for Helcular's Rod. I don't really know that one very well. And the Missive. The Missive, I think, is at a camp of Syndicate guys. I don't know what Prison Break is. Now, we have stuff to do. Hearthstone is set in Terran mode. Let's just go ahead and hearth it back. Let's do that. Perch, don't worry about it, man. As you can see, people here are pretty generous when they can be. And so all you have to do is hang out and have a good time. And you never have to worry about stuff like that. If you want to help out, leave a like on the VOD and sub to the channel. And that helps out immensely. Alright, let's see. Yeah, well, let's go down here and do this. We just want to make sure that we come down on either side of South Shore. Let's go over here first, and we'll do the Murlocs, and then we'll go over here and do the Dagger Spine next. I should have bought the Troll's Blood Potion, obviously. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just hop on an alt and I'll mail one to us. Once we're ready to turn in the quest, I'll just mail one to us. And that'll be the easiest way to deal with it. Dragon's Bane, thank you so much for the $20. Very, very generous. From Russia with love, I don't get it, but it's okay. I think it's a James Bond reference, I don't know. But I really appreciate it anyway. Oh, yep, there you go. Oh, yes. Okay, I do understand. That was kind of you. Alright, we've avoided South Shore guards. And now we can kill all the Murlocs. Oh, we're muted. Oh, what a bummer. That's okay. You guys saw what was happening. My commentary added very little. Marset, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Even the Alliance hates Murlocs enough to help out a Horde player. That's a good point. That is a good point. And where the Draenei came from, there were no Murlocs. So that must be like a very shocking and unpleasant discovery. Not only did they crash land on some other planet, but they crash landed somewhere with Murlocs. Like, what crappy luck is that? You crash land on the one planet in the Great Dark Beyond that has Murlocs on it, like, you were doomed from the start. Oh yeah, this isn't the streamer server because I'm not a real streamer. I don't know where real streamers play, or if any real streamers actually play TBC. It's probably more likely that real streamers simply don't play this game. But if they do, I don't know where they play. They're not playing on Dreamcythe because Dreamcythe is PvE. The classic streamers are probably doing some kind of silly TBC hardcore event, aren't they? I heard somebody talking about like community run TBC hardcore the other day. Zaryu is playing on the server. I don't know what that is. Oh, is that a person? Zaryu? I don't know who any of these people are. I don't watch other people stream WoW. And I don't watch a lot of content creators, period. Oh my god. Remember when we used to send kids to the mines? In this country, remember when you were like 9 or 10? Now no one here remembers this, but if you read any history at all, you remember when kids like they hit 9 or 10 and then you put them to work, right? You send them to the mines, or they would work on the farm, or maybe they would apprentice to some like useful craft that a family member had. You know, they would actually start like doing work. My kid can't even work the Keurig machine. He wants me to come upstairs and make him some hot chocolate in the Keurig because he can't even work the Keurig. And it's like, I can't come upstairs to make you hot chocolate in the Keurig. The point of the Keurig is that, you know, it's like an alternative to actually putting in any effort. I gave him some verbal instructions. He'll either figure it out, or when I go upstairs in a bit, there will be hot chocolate all over the kitchen counter. Because he'll have forgotten to put the mug under the spigot first. I mean, that's what it is. He's got to have hot chocolate. He's got to have the hot chocolate right now. And if you've got to have hot chocolate right now, then you got to figure out how to do it yourself. He's a big WoW streamer. There he is. He's playing her because of hardcore. Are they doing a hardcore thing? Yeah, I thought maybe the WoW streaming, the streaming kids, all those kiddos, I thought they'd be doing like a TBC hardcore event or something like that. If they're not, they should. It's very gimmicky. Oh, the hardcore transfer. Yeah, yeah. Oh, they took their tunes over. Well, that's one way to do it. Definitely no reason to let them rot at 60 on a hardcore server. Just send them over. All the hardcore characters I was playing, I sent them all over. You know, when I decided I was done trying to level them up on hardcore, I just fired them off over to the Anniversary realms. Let them all roll over into TBC. Pretty sure our Alliance Rogue, that was a hardcore character at first. And then I rolled them over and they became a non-hardcore character. That was like one of the best things that Blizzard did for hardcore, was letting people transfer their characters off whenever they wanted to. I didn't see lag. I didn't see the lag, but we did lose a couple frames. So we might have had lag. Otherwise, we wouldn't have dropped. We dropped 900 something frames. I think in the grand scheme of things, like 900 frames is not a lot, but yeah, something happened for sure. It's a weekend, so YouTube always takes a crap on the weekends. We're good now. Everything looks fine though. We're rocking a steady 15,000 kilobit bitrate, so we should be good. Alright, that's all of the Tauren Fin Eyes that we need. Now we need to get ourselves over to the Naga area. Ooh, let's heal up first. Well, the thing is, though, like, in hardcore, when you die, the character's not gone. The character simply can't res on that realm. You just send them over to the Anniversary realms, and you can play them there. You don't really lose anything that you don't want to lose. A lot of people just want to try to complete the challenge of getting a character to 60, so when they die, they just roll again. But if you roll a character and you get to any level, and you just like playing the character and they die, you just continue playing them on a non-hardcore realm, and you've lost no time. You know, nothing has been taken from you. You just failed the challenge, you know, you just didn't get to 60 without dying, and who can? You know, not many people can, because it's hard, and the game is not designed in a way that, that makes it so it's easy to never die. Yeah, but yeah, you never lose any progress. You just take that character, you send them over to the regular Anniversary Classic realms, and you keep playing if you want to. You think they go to the Era realms now? Ooh, they better not. No, that's not what I read, Talon. Yeah, I read that the hardcore characters should just go to the Anniversary realms. They should go right into TBC Anniversary realms. Ooh, this is not my town. Not my town, not my city. Let's go this way. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they go to the Anniversary realms, and if they don't, that's wrong. Ooh, that'd be so bad. Who wants to end up with a classic era character? Like, no, forget that. I'm like 95% sure that they're going to TBC servers still. We could test it at some point today. I'm sure I have a hardcore character hanging out somewhere we could transfer over, unless I've already transferred all of them. You think you had the transfer before pre-patch? Wow. Oh, that's the worst thing I've ever heard of. Oh, they killed hardcore with that choice. Oh yeah, I won't play any hardcore like that. No, because that is a lost character to me. If I can't get the character onto the progression realms, then the character's pointless. Because then when you die during the challenge, for me that's rip character. Character does nothing after that. I know for sure I transferred my hunter, and I transferred a few of my hardcore characters to the anniversary realms like weeks and weeks ago. But yeah, that'll probably be the end of me in the hardcore challenge. Because the only like saving grace was that you got to keep those characters on a realm that you actually cared about. I've already got a level 60 on the Arrow Realms, and I don't need any more 60s on the Arrow Realms because I'm never, ever, ever going to play on the Arrow Realms. Like, I'm never going to play at level 60 on the Arrow Realms, so I don't care. I don't think I'll ever go back to it. I mean, you know, I could see me going back to Era in like 5 or 10 years if we don't get Classic Plus. And then maybe 5 or 10 years from now I'd go back and I'd have a thirst to play some like Era. But we've done so much Era recently. I did the 1 to 60 on the Paladin, and then the anniversary servers came out and we played a bunch of alts, a bunch of characters, a bunch of hardcore. Like I'm good with Era for like the next 10 years. And then if we don't get a Classic Plus, then maybe I would go back to it one day just for like old time's sake. But I'm good. I will play TBC, and then I will play Wrath of the Lich King, and then question mark, question mark, question mark. I hope they have I hope they have Classic Plus out, or I hope retail is in a state where I can actually enjoy it, because yeah, I'll be ready for something new. By the time we're done with Wrath Classic Anniversary, I'll be ready for something new. Whether it's Classic Plus, or another season of Classic, or just retail WoW being much better, I will be ready for new things. Andrew, welcome to the stream, and thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it. In 4 more years, I'll be a normal person that doesn't whine and bitch and have trash opinions? No. No, I won't. I'll still be exactly like this. The only difference will be that you won't be here. But I'll be the same. I'll still be doing exactly what I'm doing. And I'll be getting paid to do it. Meanwhile, you'll be miserable and getting your kicks out of going into random streams and shit-talking strangers. But you will still be the same miserable prick you are today, and I'll still be making a living doing what I love. Even if what I love is sometimes complaining and whining about shit. True story. Why are people the way they are? People who are like that because they are just fundamentally fucking unhappy. And they hate seeing anybody do something that they think that they wish they could do. And so if they see somebody doing something that they think they wish they could do instead of the bullshit that they have to do every day, they just get mad. And when people get mad, they get mean. They think it's easy to take jabs and take swipes at people, and they get to do it in a consequence-free environment here on the internet. So that's one of the many reasons why people are the way that they are. But there are myriad reasons why people are the way they are today. But a lot of it is the sense that I say what I want and I have no consequence. That is a lot of why people are shitbags. Is it cold here today? Oh yeah. Bitterly cold. Bitterly cold. Yeah, it's the outside world just wants me dead. I've just had to come to grips with it. The hardest part of being a streamer is the random hate out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't take it personally. That's not the hardest part for me, but it's a negative externality. A negative externality of being any kind of live entertainer is that people are going to hate you for what you do. But it's easier to like accept it if you understand that the hatred that they are directing at you is actually just hatred that they feel for themselves or for their own situation. You know what I mean? Like, I take it less personally when I know that it comes from a place of like, this is truly a miserable human being. They don't know anything about how to live and be happy. And so instead of sitting with it and trying to figure out for themselves like what they need to do to actually exist, they just take their petty emotions out on other people. And so I try to keep that in mind, and that makes it so that I don't take the shit personally. What it does for me is it increases the chat rate in my stream. And when the chat rate in my stream goes up, the YouTube algorithm likes that. So by coming in here and saying some mean shit to me, they're actually helping me out. And I don't take the mean stuff personally. Because at the end of the day, I'm not really here to take anything personally. I'm just here to play a video game and talk. And so that's what I do. Am I snowed in? I live in Michigan. We don't let ourselves get snowed in. But I have snow and I don't like it. So there's that. I'm ready for like 60-degree temps, 70-degree temps. And when I look at places that are warmer in the country, I try to like look at the weather. I'm like, well, I can move here, here, or here. But then those places all have like even worse weather patterns. It's like, you know, you're between a rock and a hard spot. Do you want ice and snow? Or do you want fire and earthquakes? Or do you want floods? Or do you want hurricanes? You just have to pick like the flavor of bad environmental catastrophe that you want to contend with on a yearly basis. Because you're not going to get out of it with nothing. Unless you're rich enough to live in like parts of California. And even those places are starting to have their problems too. So, yeah. Aleda, you're watching something live right now. None of my stuff is members only. No, I don't think I have any members only streams or VODs or anything. Sometimes, like once or twice, I have gone members only chat, but I have never done a members only stream. So I'm not sure why you would be seeing any messages like that while trying to view VODs or anything. I've never done it. One bedroom in California is only going for like $3,000 a month now. It's not that bad. I've never paid that much rent for anything in my life. In fact, all of our monthly bills combined probably come out to about that amount. Like if I add up every single necessary monthly bill that we have in life, they probably come out to about $3,000, $3,500. And also, I need more rooms than that. So there's that too. But even if I didn't need more rooms than that, I still could never have afforded it at any point in my life, including right now. So there's that, you know. I don't really want to fight off in the water. Actually, I don't have to fight at all because it turns out that we're done with this quest. Let's get ourselves back to town. Well, yeah. I mean, it's impossible for young people to think about starting a life anywhere. It was hard to think about starting a life when I was younger. You know, it's why I didn't get married until I was 28. I didn't have a kid until I was 30. Because thinking about doing any of that shit when I was younger, it was all impossible. It's still impossible, really. It's just now here we are. But it's still impossible for people to take care of themselves. And the only assured way to be able to do it now is simply to be alone. And I think more and more people are choosing to be alone. Because the alternative is that they're in a life where they have to care for other people, and they're acutely aware of the fact that they can barely care for themselves. And I think a lot of people are just choosing to avoid that responsibility altogether. And I definitely understand why. You know, when I was in my 20s, I struggled, but it didn't matter. You know, it didn't matter that I struggled because it was just me. You know, it didn't matter if there wasn't a lot of food to eat in the house because it was just me. It didn't matter if the car didn't start on a given day because it was just me. You know, but you step outside of the just me and shit becomes a lot harder. And I think a lot of people now in society are going to be choosing to just have life be the just me. Because at least just me I can care for in some way. Whereas like caring for a family, caring for dependents, it becomes increasingly impossible for most people. Yeah, I'm on a real roll today. I'm gonna get so much hate for today's rants, like in YouTube comments and stuff. Oh, people hate these rants. What happens is a lot of people that only watch the recorded content and they watch a VOD, and then they have to hear me talk about like real life stuff, and they're like, "Oh my god, this guy is so annoying. I hate him." And so like when I have these days on the stream where I go off about like every single topic, those are the days that I get shit on. Sometimes I will unlist these VODs. If there's a stream where I know I just talk too much and ran my mouth way too much for my own comfort, I will unlist the VOD because of the sheer amount of hate that I will get because of it. Alright, we need like the Troll's Blood potion for that one. I think I'm gonna send myself that. Let me hop over to an alt. I'm gonna fire off a strong Troll's Blood potion, and then we'll get to turn this quest in. Who do I have in a town? Ooh, do I have anybody? Oh, I have a bank. Do I have a bank? Yes. I have Ramble's Bank. Ramble's Bank should be in Orgrimmar. Alright, how much gold does Ramble's Bank have? No gold at all? F. Okay. Is 65 silver enough to get me one strong Troll's Blood potion? Because apparently I have no gold. That's actually really, really cheap. Let's grab one of those. And we will mail that off to our pally. Unlist the VOD. It means I tell YouTube not to show people the recording of the stream. Yeah, I unlist the VOD. I just tell it, don't show this to anybody who wasn't there for it live. Sometimes I do that when I get really mouthy during a stream. When I know that I've said a bunch of unpopular shit that I'm just gonna get judged for. Then I do that to not have to deal with the comments afterwards, or the thumbs downs that come in on the YouTube side. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's go look for this Syndicate missive. I don't know if I understand this one or what it wants me to do. So I'm gonna go investigate. Am I just killing Syndicate guys until they drop a missive? Is that what's happening? And then also there's another quest to pick up here. Valak. Bring a mug of South Shore Stout. I have no way of getting South Shore Stout because I can't go to South Shore because I am a member of the Horde. So I don't really know how that one's going to work out. Doesn't feel like we'll be doing that one unless I can get that item to drop off of one of these guys. They disarm. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's hope that it drops off the first guy we kill, because fighting guys that are going to disarm me is not going to be great. I returned the Troll's Blood. Son of a bitch, how did I do that? I don't know how I did that. We'll have to look at it. Oh, look at that. I got it off the first kill. It's all going according to plan. I returned it. Okay, well that makes perfect sense. Of course I returned it. If I could shut up for 5 seconds and just play the stupid game, then I wouldn't make dumb mistakes, right? I'm sure some of you are saying that right now. We're going right back to town anyway, so I'll send it back over and try again.
Sug, for the Horde. Go with honor.
Woot. There we go. We figured out how to accept mail.
Speak quickly. Goodbye.
Oh, this is the one. We have to take... We have to get a keg of Shindigger Stout. That was the quest I was thinking about when we were down in that area. We can just go back and do that. I don't mind. Let's go back down there and let's go after the keg. And kill some more dwarves. Well, that's a pretty decent distraction. I don't mind. We've got a chest back here. My inventory's full. Oh, what a shame. Oh, this is okay. We got some clams we can pop open. That'll get us a little bit of inventory space back. There we go. You're a car guy? So you'll ask the least important question to me? What is my favorite car? You're right. That is the least important thing I could ever care about. It's... I mean, you're lucky to be a car guy. Being a car guy, like, that insinuates you can afford a car. So in that sense, you are lucky. And in that sense, if you are a person who can afford a nice car or a cool car or even a car that you don't hate, then you're completely different from me. The car that I love most is the car that starts when I press the button or turn the key. And that's really my only qualification for whether or not I like a car at this point in my life, after how many like shit cars I've driven. It's just, does the car turn on? If car turns on, car is best car I've ever had. Because car is best car I have right now, and car is the car that gets me to the places. And I have never had a point in my life when I was in a financial situation to worry about whether I liked my car or whether my car was cool or any of that stuff. It was like, what car can I afford that might actually get me to the places that I need? And then that kind of living just leads to like a habit of not really giving a shit about the car you drive. Once you have to live like that for a while, you simply get used to it. And then as long as your car starts consistently, you don't really care. JD, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. Here you go, gentlemen. Have a tainted keg. You can definitely trust me. Finally, they show mercy. They've given us something to drink. Thank the light, I was parched. Drink up, my lovelies. We captured the only triplets in Hillsbrad. Oh no. If you guys are ever in this situation, the smart thing to do would be to draw straws. Shortest straw drinks first. The other two people then watch and see if that person falls over dead. And then if they fall over dead, well, then we don't drink. You know what I mean? Like, it's foolish, in fact, for you all to drink at once. So they got what they deserved for being completely idiotic. It's sad. I'm not sad. They were all dumb. And they were triplets, and that's weird. And so, you know, they brought this on themselves, basically, by being so stupid. I jest. I'm sure they're fine. They were fine gentlemen in life. What do we want to do now? Level 34, level 32, level 33. Do we want to go somewhere else for a while? They mentioned Desolus. They were talking about Desolus. I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready for Stranglethorn yet. I mean, we could do some Stranglethorn stuff. I mean, I guess we could. Level 30 and 31. Level 30, 32, 31. We could start doing Stranglethorn if we really wanted to. What's going on over in Desolus? Oh, that's right. We have this little camp. Oh, this is higher level stuff. Level 31, 36, 35. 34. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we don't need to go to Desolus right now. We may or may not go to Desolus at some point, but we don't need to go there now. We could do an SM run. We did a library run yesterday. Maybe we could do another library run. Maybe we can hit level 33 and then we could go to Stranglethorn. I'd be more comfortable going there at 33 than 32. So let's see what's up. We could do a library. And we could put a run together. We could just wait for an invite. We could do it either way. How in the hell is this person in the queue for library at level 14? Can somebody explain that to me? I don't even really understand, like, how did they get into the queue at that level? I need my healer to click on the healer button before I boot them and grab another healer, because I asked them to heal. I'm not bringing a priest DPS. I'm just not doing it. So there's that. I'm gonna boot this guy in a second. If he doesn't select heals, I'm just gonna have to boot him. I'm trying to talk to him, but he's not talking back, so... I want the automated dungeon finder to put me into groups automatically with other people who have selected a role. I don't want to have to communicate verbally and try to convince people to do the things they queued up to do. What else? I don't want the level 40. Level 40 is too high of a level. The fact that it's not bringing people in to the current role is very, very agitating to me. The fact that it puts everybody as DPS is messing things up. It's messing things up. They need to fix it. Because it wasn't happening like this before the BC patch. Everything was happening fine. If you were queued as heals, you came in as heals. If you were queued as tank, you came in as tank. Everything made perfect sense. Now it doesn't do that. So now when you put a group together, everybody is marked as DPS. And nobody knows what the hell they're supposed to be doing. And it's frustrating. We need a caster. Like, we need a caster who's not a level 40 warlock. I mean, I could take a hunter. Let's just take, this is going to be quite a run. Let's take the hunter. Yeah, I'm so annoyed that I'm singing it, right? I just really want the automated dungeon finder to be put into the game. I don't think that's too much to ask. Okay, who's where? Are we closest? Southern Barrens, Tearsfall Glades, Tearsfall... Okay, I think, like, we probably want to just fly to Undercity here. Let's jump on a flight. Pieris, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I gotta get some coffee. I will be right back. We gotta clean out the inventory. Somehow, some way, we need to drop a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna have to put some stuff in the bank. Let's put some stuff in the bank first, and then we'll sell everything else. Okay. That looks okay.
I have exactly what you need.
That's better.
Watch your back.
Do I like Horde or Alliance more? I like a lot of the aesthetics of the Alliance, but I like the questing path and the travel options, and just like the availability of travel on the Horde side is better. And the flow of questing as you level up on the Horde side is better. But I like a lot of the Alliance aesthetics. So it's tough. After Blood Elves come into the game, then Horde is superior. But yeah, what am I doing? I'm autopiloting myself to Orgrimmar, guys. My head is in this game. I'm 100% in this moment. Completely present. Somewhere. That's much better for me. There we go. I think he said he was enhancement, so I'm gonna give him strength. Pretty sure that's what he said. The summoning stones are such a good quality of life. Oh yeah, for sure. The summoning stones are making dungeons like a 100% better. Now we need to take the last step and go to like full group automation. With full group automation and then the summoning stones, we'll be in good shape. Like, I don't need it to teleport me to the run, but I would like it to start putting my group together for me automatically. That would be cool. It's a bummer for Warlocks, but I don't know that it is a bummer for Warlocks. Listen to this. I don't think Warlocks are going to get any fewer groups than they used to. They might feel like they have less to offer. I can't help how they feel. I don't think that as a DPS Warlock you're necessarily going to get any less groups. Also, a lot of times we'd have Warlocks and they wouldn't even get to the run like in a sensible time to summon people. You know, and you know, there's just so many problems with it. You need 3 people to summon. So you're only ever summoning the 2 slowest people in the group. I don't know. I don't think they lose a lot. Do it or I'll sing again, right? Nobody wants that. Oh my god, we've gone again. We just started and we're already I'm not gonna be able to tank on this character long term. Like maybe we can get through the Scarlet Monastery dungeons, but I'm not gonna be able to keep tanking on this character. Oh. It doesn't hold threat for shit. Threat generation sucks. The only way to have threat generation is if you salve everybody. Like if you salve everybody, and maybe you'll have you'll have enough threat to hold threat. I can't keep threat because I don't have enough mana to do enough abilities to do enough damage to enough targets to keep threat. So I can't keep threat. I can scarcely get threat. I still don't have a real taunt. All I have is righteous defense, which works some of the time. Like I just don't. I think this is still a shitty tanking class. People got excited. They talked a lot about how it was going to get better because it was getting taunt and Avenger Shield. I don't know. Leveling as a tank sucks. It's just bad. It feels like ass. I don't feel like I can tank effectively. I never have. It sucks to go every single pull. It's just not great. Yeah, maybe they can be good at 60. I'm not gonna make it to 60 with this character tanking to find out. We're gonna have to go heals. We are going to have to go heals. That's the only way this character continues to do 5-mans, like after Scarlet Monastery, like into the future. When do we can get dual spec at what? Level 40 I can learn dual spec? At level 40 we're gonna get a holy off spec. And at level 40 we're gonna buy a bunch of cloth gear. And at level 40 we're gonna start having to heal stuff. We're just gonna follow along and press our healing buttons. I don't mind, if I'm a caster, I don't mind drinking. Then it's like, it's obvious like I'm gonna have to drink if I'm healing. It just really feels bad as a melee class, or as a tank, it feels really bad to have to stop and drink my mana back. Dual spec is 30? Is it 30? I mean, that'd be cool. I always thought it was 40. Maybe they changed it. It is 40? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, and that's fine. We'll be 40 eventually, you know? But it's just like tanking is no longer fun. We could tank if we were the highest level in the party. Yeah, I mean, if I could throw down one consecrate and just that's all I needed to do, and I was such a high level that things would just stay on me, then yeah, like absolutely. I think I just want to heal. Yeah, I've been in the mood for a healer, and I didn't know if it was going to be this character, and I didn't think it was going to be this character. I thought maybe it would be a Draenei priest or a Draenei Shami that we healed on, but I'm not digging the Draenei, and I'm just not digging trying to level up on the EU realms right now. The EU realms are still too busy for me to try to level a character on them, and so yeah, maybe it'll be a Holy Pally. Yeah, you don't have any AoE, but you don't need AoE healing in a 5-man group. All you need in the 5-man group is flash of light, flash of light, flash of light, switch tart, flash of light, flash of light. I need one button. I need a mouse over heal set up for flash of light, and that's it. And then success. And then I can melee stuff. Like, you know, between flash of lights, I can melee something, you know. I'll lend a little bit of a helping hand with a DPS. Eventually I'll be able to judge my Seal of Wisdom. Like, judging my Seal of Wisdom will make it so that I can melee and I can get mana back from meleeing. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So, you know, as a healer, I'll probably still use Blessing of Wisdom. And we'll just melee things and we will heal people and it'll be a good time. I used to really enjoy healing. It was the only thing I used to like doing in 5-man groups. And then I did it forever. And then I guess maybe I kind of burned out on it. But now I'm kind of getting the itch again. To just heal people. To heal people as they carry me through the content. We got the dog training gloves again. Pretty sure that's the only thing that he drops. I wish this guy would look at the buffs I do and maybe he would like give me the opposite buff, because I would really love to have strength. I would really love to have a strength buff and a wisdom buff, because we have 2 paladins. It's just not happening. He gave himself wisdom and he gave me wisdom. Can I give myself strength now? Okay, he gave me wisdom so I can put strength up. I mean, I wish he would just look at what I did and do the opposite thing. Especially if I buff first. If I buff first, just do the opposite thing of what I did. You think he has it improved? I don't know if he does or not. Because I don't know if a lot of people are actually like... You know, he's probably not holy spec. We have spiritual attunement and it doesn't help at all. We got spiritual attunement at like level 20, and I thought, there it is. There's the mechanic that will help us knock out as a tank. It doesn't help at all. And I think maybe it's because the throughput of healing we're getting is not high enough. Like, I don't really know what it is, but it doesn't help. It hasn't helped yet. I believe that it's going to be something that helps more at max level. Like everything else on the tanking pally that I hear, it's like basically it seems like maybe it's only good to do at level 50 plus. But it seems like trying to do it as you're leveling up, it doesn't feel great leveling up. So, you know, maybe it gets good later. Maybe those abilities are more effective later on. I don't know. It doesn't do anything for you while you level up. We came to that bridge and it burned down behind us. How do I feel about AoE Frost Mage leveling? I don't know, I've never successfully done it. So I don't really have any feelings about it. It seems like it's fun for the people that know how to do it. But that's more of an observation than a feeling. They seem to enjoy it. The healer went AFK and I didn't see it. I see it now. Now the mage portals, yeah, mage portals are amazing. Yeah, the ability to teleport to any major city, that's the way to go. I think Alliance mage is best, because Alliance, the travel options suck. And so Alliance, like human mage, like very thematic, and also you get all the teleports. And then suddenly Alliance questing doesn't suck anymore. There we go. If we ever level another Alliance character, maybe it will be a mage. Because that would fix like the biggest problem I have with Alliance. It wouldn't really fix Stranglethorn. Stranglethorn would still suck without having 2 flight points. But it would fix like the trouble of intercontinental travel. Like just taking so long to get from places in Kalimdor to Eastern Kingdoms. We'll wait for a Joyous Journey buff. And we'll do a human mage whenever they drop a JJ. Do they nerf AoE leveling? Oh, I don't know. I won't AoE level it anyway. I've tried that before and I'm like, I'm not good at it and I don't really, you know, I don't really enjoy it. So I would just level it the old-fashioned way. Which is why we'll just wait for a Joyous Journey buff. Lael, how is it adjusting to the minimap being at the bottom of the screen? It's still an ongoing process. One does not simply just countermand 22 years of looking up at the top right for my location. You know, I still catch myself sometimes glancing at the top right. In a way, it's better, because what's happening is I'm spending less time staring at my minimap and more time looking at the game world, whereas I have this bad habit of, like, when I'm running around looking for quest objectives, I have a bad habit of staring at the minimap and navigating to the objectives on the minimap. And now that the minimap is not up there, I don't do that as much. But yeah, still adjusting basically. I think it looks cleaner. Not really how I have it right now. There's some clipping going on right now, but overall I think it's a better spot for it. How is leveling as prot spec? Because, you know, that could make things better. But I just wonder what your kill rate is when you're out questing and soloing stuff. I wonder how that feels. Because I definitely don't want my questing to slow down. Just so that I can be a better tank for a few levels. But if it wasn't a noticeable slowdown, maybe we could do it until we hit 40, until I can dual spec into healing. Maybe we could roll a prot spec while we're doing Scarlet Monastery stuff, since we want to be doing a lot of Scarlet Monastery once we can get into Armory and Cathedral. Because we need like every single thing that drops off of all those bosses. So maybe we could do a prot spec for the intervening levels to 40. And perhaps that would make us like a better tank. It's slower, but you don't have to stop and drink as much even in the outdoor world. Maybe we'll try it. I'm not opposed to trying it. We have a decent one-hander and a decent shield, so it wouldn't be the worst thing we've done. I wonder what the spec would look like. You know, because we don't have a lot of points anyway. So I wonder, like, what would we really do? I still feel like we'd have to come here and grab Divine Strength. You know, we still got to spend the 5 points for Divine Strength no matter what build we do. I feel like that's critical. We could then come in here. I guess I would probably grab Readout. 5 points here. Everything's good. I'd probably go this. I'd go Toughness. Improved Righteous Fury for 2 points. Shield spec for 3 points. We grab Kings. I don't know if we need the improved hammer. Like, maybe we'd circle back and grab improved devotion aura at that point. I don't know. But yeah, we could put together something. We could put together something. I think grabbing improved Righteous Fury is going to help with threat, obviously. Is this guy still AFK? Like, well, I'm just not paying attention to my party chat, but it seems like... Oh, there we go. Now we're getting heals. Oh, the Shami's healing us. We could try it. We do have a free respec. I haven't respec'd at all, so we should get the first one free. We're probably going to want to get a better one-hander soon, though. We'll get a really good one-hander once we kill all the bosses in Scarlet Monastery, but it's going to be a while before we can do Cathedral. Because we do have a quest. Yeah, we have this one, and this will be a really good one-handed sword for us, but we have to kill all the bosses. We gotta get everybody. Whitemane, Mulgrain, and Herod still. In TBC, you can get a chest with a journal that shows all the fishing schools, like minerals and herbs. Was it TBC that added that? I thought that got added much later. I thought that didn't get added until Cataclysm. That'd be cool. Dave, you're in Northeast Ohio. You have 8 inches and another foot on the way. I don't think we're getting that much, but we got like 4 or 5 inches overnight last night. And it's been snowing on and off all day today, and I don't know if it's gonna like stop at some point. I've had to stop looking at the weather forecast because the weather forecasts have been so inaccurate. They've just been completely inaccurate on most days. And so I can't trust any of the local weather forecasting on any of the local news outlets or even like any of my mobile apps or anything. Like, I just can't trust, so I don't even look at it anymore. And so, yeah, but it snowed overnight. It's snowing more today. And, like, you know, it'll stop when it stops. And I won't know when it's going to stop until it does. Because forecasting has simply gotten so bad. Or perhaps, like, the weather has gotten so erratic that the way we used to forecast stuff just doesn't really work anymore. I don't know which it is. It's probably a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. You have to have 100 fishing to use the item. I bet you can't even fish it up until you've hit that point. We are not at 100 fishing. We're at 90 though. You know, we're close. We're very close, actually. We're closer. I forgot that we had spent some time fishing the other day. And I had done a little bit of fishing off stream one night. So we're actually at 90. It's not high, but it's not nothing. Lael, your weather's turning to freezing rain. Oh, that's worse as far as like being able to drive in it. I can drive in snow all right, but there's not really a lot you can do if everything ices over.
You will not defile these mysteries. Burn in righteous fire.
Susie, in Tennessee, they hyped you up to get 5 or 8 inches of snow, but then you just got rain. Ooh, it sounds like you just got lucky with where, like, the front landed, you know? And that's what I mean, is like, they can't predict anymore, like, what's gonna actually happen. Oh, look at that, the Robe of Doan got a huge glow up. It's a blue item, 4 stamina, 13 spirit, and spells increased by 14. We also got the Hypnotic Blade, 8 intellect and 3 spirit. Ooh, all these items are really good now for casters. Unfortunately, we didn't really have any clothies in the entire group, so, you know, like a little bit wasted. We did not hit level 33, so, you know, there's that. And I don't think I'm going to do this again right now, so I think I'm going to hearth out. Yep, I'm gonna hearth out. I don't know, maybe we should just go back to questing for a bit until we can do armory. Like, we don't really need anything from library. So, how would I get down to Booty Bay? Like, what would be my quickest way to get to Booty Bay? I'm gonna have to go to Durotar. I think I'm gonna have to go to Durotar to get to Booty Bay. I think we're gonna have to go to Ratchet. Yeah, probably from Ratchet. I don't even have the Ratchet flight point. I have the Crossroads flight point. But I did not grab the Ratchet flight point, sadly, so we'll have to just make the run from Crossroads. Oh, you know what? No, you know, we could just take a Zeppelin to Gromgol. No, we don't have to do anything. You know, we'll have to get down to Booty Bay eventually, but we can, we just take the Zeppelin from Undercity to Gromgol. I forgot, we're on the Horde side. Traveling places is really easy. Traveling places is really easy on the Horde side. We don't have to overthink it. We just have to get on the Zeppelin. I don't have to go to Kalimdor to go to Eastern Kingdoms, because we're not playing on Alliance. Dave, have a good rest of your day, man. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us. Take care. Be safe out there. Now we have to make sure we get on the correct Zeppelin. I think there are banners that will tell us for sure. I think the first one we get to is going to be the Orgrimmar Tower, then the one on the other side is going to be for Gromgol. That's Orgrimmar. So this has to be Gromgol. No banners. The banners must get added later on. One second. All right. Who do I think's heading to the Super Bowl? It's going to be probably Patriots Seahawks. It's going to be the most boring Super Bowl that nobody ever asked for, but maybe it'll be a close game and a good game. Yep, I'm going to watch the games today. The games have all been pretty good, but I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't care about any of the teams. I was rooting for Denver and the Bears, but then Denver, you know, Bo Nix got annihilated, broke his ankle or whatever. So they're out. You know, they're gonna play, but they're out. And then the Bears lost, so now I just don't care. I just don't care. And it's good. It feels good not to care. Do I think Mop Classic is dead? I don't know. I haven't touched Mop. It's been like, like 6 months since I've played any Mop. I did a couple raids and just decided that 25-man raiding in Mop was not for me. And then I moved on with my life. But as far as whether or not it's dead, you'd have to ask someone who played it, if you can find anybody who still plays Mop. That might actually answer its own question. The guild that I'm in, they were a Mop guild, and they all quit Mop to come over to TBC, over on Thunderstrike EU. So I know some people left Mop for classic TBC, but I don't know if it means it's dead. There you go, it's not dead. Anybody who plays it's always going to tell you that it's not dead. But it depends on how you define dead. If you define dead simply by it's not the most popular version of classic right now, then it's dead. If you define dead by not having any player count, well, then it's not dead. It's still very much alive because people still play it. It still has content coming out. I think the last content patch isn't even going to be out till like spring or summer, so it's still got content coming out for it. Yeah, but I would say there's probably more people playing TBC right now. Just like overall. Is Mop hard? No, I mean, no version of WoW is hard. Mop is closer to feeling like a modern WoW experience as far as like the gameplay, the class design. It's like a midway point between classic WoW and retail. But a lot of the systems are more modernized, and a lot of the classes are a bit more modern. I like the classes. I had fun playing my Rat Pally. I had fun, you know, at the tail end of Kata on the Enhancement Shami and a bunch of other classes. Like, the class design was fun. The buttons were fun to push. I just didn't really care about the content. I did what I wanted to do. We did a little bit of raiding, and I was satisfied with that. I just didn't have an interest in it. I didn't quit it because I thought it was bad or anything like that. I had my fill of it, we did what we did, and then I was done. I'm kind of worried that the prey system might make things just feel more grindy. We played Legion Remix for like a split second. I remember turning on the hard mode difficulty for Legion Remix, which I think is going to be very similar to the prey system and how it like scales up the difficulty of the mobs. It just felt like they became a little bit more like bullet sponges, which is fine. It always is going to depend on like what's the reward for the increased difficulty. Here's the problem with increased difficulty of mobs in retail WoW. In retail WoW, killing mobs does nothing for you at all. It's completely worthless to kill a mob unless you're doing it to complete a quest objective. Because the amount of experience you get from killing mobs is basically nothing. It's basically nothing. It doesn't move your XP bar at all. In retail WoW, you cannot grind on mobs as a way to level up the way you can in Classic. It is not a viable way to gain experience at any level at all. And so if a mob takes longer to kill, but kill XP still isn't very useful, then why would anyone ever want to turn this system on? What's the reward? I definitely don't want to spend more time fighting a mob just for the hell of it. Now, if it makes the mobs harder and I kill a mob in retail WoW and I see my XP bar move, that would be a good start. Seeing the XP bar move when I kill shit would be really nice, because it's something that doesn't happen in modern WoW today. It's something that hasn't happened in modern WoW probably since Cataclysm.
What are you looking for?
So unless that's a thing, unless like the mobs are harder and I get more XP, then it's gonna be bunk.
Go forth to victory.
We are gonna grab any quest that, oh god, we're not gonna grab any quests. We have too many quests, and we're gonna have to drop a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna start dropping things. Things that I don't know if I'm doing. Things that I'm probably never gonna follow up on because they're getting to a level where I'm not gonna do them. Stuff that's red we can drop. All these Hillsbred quests I could just pick back up. I don't know if we're gonna go to Desolus or not. Okay, we're down to 16. That's okay. We'll take anything that's yellow or green. If it's orange, we're not going to touch it right now. We're not going to put it in the log if it's orange.
Zug zug.
We'll grab Hunt for Yeniku. And I think that's all we're going to take here. Let's head down to Booty Bay first. There's a couple of low-level quests in Booty Bay. And so, like, right away, I want to go there. I want to get the flight point. I want to grab those low-level quests. And then we'll fly back up to Gromgull, and we'll go to the Hunter's Camp. But yeah, we have a little bit of travel we have to do first. I think I have to take the roads. I kind of worry, well, maybe we can just cut down here to the road, like take a straight shot. Maybe that'll be safe. Corey, have a good rest of your day, man. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. This was not as safe as I wanted it to be. It's really hilarious because when we have this quest, we can never find these guys. We never find them. And of course, like, I don't have the quest. All I'm trying to do is get to the road. We've aggroed 2 different panthers at the same time. That will never happen to us when we're trying to actually find them. I mean, that sounds okay as a theory. Yeah, I mean, it sounds right. The real difference between, you know, there's lots of differences, but one of the bigger differences is a modern WoW is a game about having stuff and getting stuff and collecting stuff, and classic WoW is a game about doing stuff, seeing stuff, going places. That's the biggest difference. One game is about having things, one game was about doing things. And the balance is different. So in modern WoW, it's 80% having stuff and 20% doing stuff. In classic WoW, it's 80% doing stuff and 20% having stuff. It's just a different balance of gameplay focus. That's all.
How you doing?
We're gonna hit up Shimmering Flats once we are like level 36. That way we can deal with the level 36 and 37 Crocolisks for the one quest we have to do. That way I can go there and I can just run in circles and do all the quests at once without worrying about running into like higher level mobs and stuff like that. Yeah, we went there and checked it out the other day. Investigate the camp, we'll grab blood scalp ears. I'll grab because we might incidentally be killing some of those guys anyway. But I'm gonna try to not pick up any orange or red stuff right now. That's blue shards, we're not gonna do that right now. You know, that one we might. I'm gonna grab that one. We might end up incidentally doing that one.
Talk to me. Hurry back. Keep it real.
There we go. There's level 33. Anything else? Scaring Shakies 41. Hostile Takeovers 36. Alright. Let's fly back up to Gromgol and then we'll go up to the Hunter's Camp. And we'll grab all that stuff.
Throw home. For the
There we go. Oh, it feels so good to have two different flight points in Stranglethorn. It's almost like it was meant to be this way. Am I going to watch the conference championships today? Yeah, 3 o'clock my time. So I have a little bit more time. But yes, I will. Even though I don't have a dog in the fight, I'm just going to enjoy the games, I suppose. If you stack Eagle gear, you can use the same gear healing or tanking. That's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting way of thinking about it. You probably could. You'd at least have a big mana pool for when you were tanking, and you'd have lots of health, and that's really all you need, I guess. And then you just, you know, you can't quest like that. At least you could quest like that, except it would be a slow grind. But yeah, for dungeons, I suppose that gear set would work. You would still need another gear set to run around and do open world stuff, though. Or at least I would, because I wouldn't want to level up that slowly.
Aye. Safe travels. Watch your back. What's on your mind? How are ya? See you soon. Off with you.
Can I help you?
Need help? Light bless you.
What can I do for ya?
They did not boost the XP gains from these quests. They're still giving 1250. I feel like they boosted most quests, but then they forgot about these. So we'll see how this goes. Karen, have a good rest of your evening. Take care. We'll see you next time. I missed it, but we grabbed the Zandalar buff. That's really nice. Well, that's going to help us out a lot. How's it going? It's going fantastic. Thanks for asking. A Diablo-style UI that gives you orbs for HP and mana? That sounds cool. I like my stuff how it is, but... it sounds interesting for people that are into that kind of thing. I'm just happy to have edit mode. And be able to make a UI that I want without having to have any UI add-ons, because I've never really used any UI add-ons. So I've always just lived with whatever the base UI was, and that's been fine, but I feel like I've finally been able to craft it into something that I like.
Hello. Farewell. Be careful.
Yeah, compared to like every other quest we've done so far, these quests give basically no XP. It's very weird. Every other quest we've done in this level range has been giving 1,000 or 2,000 more XP per turn in. I wonder what happened. Yeah, we will go to Arathi Highlands, but there's not nearly as much stuff to do there as in Stranglethorn. You can't really skip Stranglethorn unless you're going to do a bunch of grinding. There's too many quests here, too many quest chains. If you don't come here, you're leaving way too much XP on the table. But we'll also do Arathi. Some of the Arathi stuff is like level 36, level 38, so for the zones like that, I try to wait until I can go there and do all of them. These are not the Crocolists that we're looking for. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, it's really off, right? Like, I killed an orange mob. I got 242 XP. I turned in a quest where I had to kill 10 mobs. I got 1,200 XP. I could just kill like 6 of these guys and it'd be more XP than a quest turn in. It's kind of weird. I feel like they pumped up the XP on most quests, but for some reason they missed the hunting camp. Maybe it was intentional, I don't know. Giovanni, welcome back, buddy. I hope you have a good time. How much does dual spec cost anyway? Is it still 40 or 50 gold for dual spec? I kind of forgot that it had a cost associated with it and that it was a sizable one at one point. Maybe they nerfed it for TBC. It is still 50 gold. Even in TBC, they nerfed the mount cost all the way down, but they didn't touch the cost for dual spec. That makes no sense and is a pretty big bummer. I mean, 50 gold is a lot of gold. I'm not going to want to really drop 50 gold as soon as I hit 40, I don't think. That's a lot of gold to plop down. I could see giving up 20 gold. In TBC, I'd be fine paying 20 gold for dual spec, but 50 gold's a bit rich. And we'll see how much gold we have when we get to that point, I guess. That's a lot of gold. Maybe we'll be naturally making more money by then. I have 30 gold right now, and we're level 33, so I guess we'll just think about it more once we're actually level 40. We'll see how much we have, and we'll go from there. Maybe the gold gains will pick up. Maybe we'll find some stuff we can sell on the auction house. Baked spaghetti. Oh, any kind of food sounds good. I have to figure out how I'm not going to lose a bunch of weight while my wife is out of town for 16 days, because I'm already not eating enough. And I just hate making food, and I hate eating food. And I really hate having to do both those things back to back. Oh, it's gonna be quite a 2-week period that I get to survive through. I'm gonna be eating a lot of egg noodles. And probably like plain spaghetti noodle. I gotta go back to like my 20-year-old diet where I just fed myself like just easy to make stuff. Plain spaghetti noodles, egg noodles. What else did I eat a bunch of? I gotta go to Subway and get myself some footlong sandwiches. That way I can split those into 2 different meals. I used to do that a lot. I just go buy a footlong, and that became like 2 different meals that day. Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna actually eat food. I can make my own coffee. That's about all I can do. I mean, I can, like, the thing is I can make food. I just, when it comes to like the middle of the day, I will often just choose to skip lunch. If it's a choice between getting up and making myself lunch or skipping lunch, then I will often simply skip lunch. And then I'll just have like an afternoon snack before dinner. But the other problem is that I typically also skip breakfast. Typically for breakfast, I'll just have a protein shake and a piece of bread. So we'll see. We'll see how much weight I can lose. Do I put creatine in my morning protein shake? No. I don't think that would be good. Not in my morning protein shake. Sometimes post-workout, like, yeah. If I'm in that phase, like, I try to cycle on and off creatine, like, 1 month on, 1 month off.
Light be with you. For the
But I would
Alliance.
never do it with my morning shake. That would be absolutely disgusting. Like I have flavorless stuff too, but it adds a certain grittiness and it adds a certain aftertaste. And regardless of how taste-free it is, like any creatine will add those things. Like there's just like a certain texture that the shake takes on, and a certain undercurrent of aftertaste that it has. It doesn't matter what it is. If creatine monohydrate is creatine monohydrate is creatine monohydrate. And unless it's not creatine monohydrate, unless it's a creatine mixture is the only time you're going to get something that has any flavor in it. Creatine monohydrate is simply what it is. And it doesn't have a very strong taste, but it definitely has something. You know, as someone who has weightlifted for 20 years, some of these things I do know. And some of these things I do understand. I'd really like to get this last Crocolisk thing. Just to not have to worry about that. But for now, maybe we just go up top and we go after tigers and the older panthers. I don't like cooking for anybody. I don't enjoy cooking at all. Not even slightly. I take no pleasure out of it. It doesn't matter what I'm making, whether it's my own thing or I'm following a recipe. Like, I just don't get any pleasure out of the act of cooking. And I don't really care if the things that I eat are very flavorful or if they even taste good. I don't know what that is, so I can't have any thoughts about it. Although I think it's funny, like, the idea of, like, what are your thoughts on a certain food? I feel like to me it's funny to have thoughts about food, because I don't have thoughts about food. I have the physical need to eat food. And that's all I care about. Just satiating the physical need to have the calories I need to get through my day. I don't really care what stuff tastes like. As long as it doesn't taste horrible. As long as it's not offensive. The simpler and more plain the food, the better. I like food that's just plain, easy to eat. I just want to eat it and move on with my day. I don't want to devote a lot of time or thought to it. John Rex, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining us today. Glad you're digging the content. I can't believe we're still using the Reef Axe. Oh man, it probably is time to get a better weapon, isn't it? It's only 10 levels old. It's 11 levels old. 11 levels is about at the end of a blue's usefulness. We ought to be looking for our next blue. I might have to get something off the auction. Although, you know what, I probably can't afford anything on the auction house. All of the blues on the auction house are incredibly expensive, if they're any good. And so, like, our next weapon isn't going to drop until potentially Armory. I guess Armory, we're going to be farming Armory for the axe that Hera drops. And I should probably farm that a few times before I blow any money on the auction house, though. There might be a green that could be better at this point. We might be able to get into, like, a level 30 or 32 green. That could be better. Maybe something to hold us over until we get the Ravager Axe. This is a night and day difference than when we were doing this over on the EU realms during like server prime time. It's a night and day difference. We're actually able to go from mob to mob. We actually have stuff to kill. We can keep up a good sense of momentum. It's been really nice. Corpse Maker from RFK. Yeah, we're out of the range for that now. We did RFK a couple times and we never saw it drop, unfortunately. And then we just got out of the level range for RFK. I think we're just too high of a level now to really worry about it. Massive Iron Axe, 3.5 deep, 3.5 speed, 108 top end. I mean, 108 top end would be better. The thing I worry about is we have 20 attack power on this weapon. And I don't, we're gonna have to like equip different pieces and then see how it affects our power, how it affects our damage, because I feel like 20 attack power is quite a bit at this level. And I kind of hesitate to give it up. Because it's got 10 stamina and the attack power. So we'd have to find something with like strength and stamina on it, or attack power and stamina on it, so like to not lose all that attack power. Strength 7 stam would be okay. I feel like overall that might end up being better, like slightly better, but it's not going to be like a massive improvement. The raptors make their own jewelry. Yeah, the raptors are very crafty. I'm not sure why they're so crafty. I've often thought that they must have intelligence that we don't really know about, because they do make themselves bracelets, necklaces, and stuff like that. And, you know, if they didn't have any kind of higher functioning, then they would never do stuff like that. The lore doesn't address it. There's unfortunately a scarce lore to be found about the raptors on Azeroth. But it does seem like there might be some kind of deeper intelligence at play. We've slaughtered lots of them, so I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, they're aggressive, so what are you gonna do? Giovanni, I have no idea. Sounds like you have some research to do, though. Sounds like you have some research to do. I don't know, personally, the dates. I've tried farming that weapon before back in the day. It might have actually been during Season of Mastery that I was trying to farm that one. I don't remember when it was, but I remember checking all those caves. There's 3 different caves he can spawn in. And I remember going back and forth every day. If somebody would always tell me, go check the caves, go see if the rare, and I would. I'd go see. Never saw him. Not only did I never see the item drop, but I never saw the guy. I think he's on a long respawn timer. Like, you know, he's a rare, so if somebody kills a rare, they don't just automatically pop back up after a couple minutes. Especially on a populated server, it's gonna be really hard to find rares like that. Because yeah, I remember trying to farm him a couple years ago and never once saw him. These days I refer to that kind of thing as a wild goose chase. It's a wild goose chase. You're very unlikely to ever set out to intentionally get something like that and actually achieve it. Because so much is going to be random. So much is going to depend on like when and if the guy spawned, if somebody has killed him recently, a bunch of stuff that you can't know. And so I try not to chase stuff like that. Although I bet we can find it on the auction house for a bunch of gold, you know. Assuming that it's a BOE, obviously. Like, you can run away from that gaze they do, you can outdistance it, but then they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until they get you with it. It's actually kind of annoying. It feels like it's better just to let them do it the one time, let them stun you with it, because otherwise they just keep trying to cast it. And then you keep having to run away from it. Oh, there we go. That is 10 out of 10. Let's head back up top and see if we can't find the rest of the raptors and panthers that we need. Actually, we have panthers. We need tigers. Tigers and 2 more raptors. Starting to see a lot more player activity in this area as the afternoon goes on. And right now there are absolutely no raptors up. Oh, here we go. Nope, nope. Those are dead. Alright, let's try to tag this guy. We need 2 more raptors. Yep, we just passed the threshold of zone sustainability. There are now too many people here, and therefore the questing has become unenjoyable. The scales rather have tipped into the side of just too many people in this area. On top of that, I have championship games to watch in a little while. I have supper to make for my spawn and myself, some kind of dinner. Something that's gonna give us calories and sustain us. So I am gonna take a break right here for today, guys. We're gonna hang out here at the inn and get a little bit of rested experience for tomorrow, and we will come back out bright and early before everybody gets online, and we will finish up a bunch of these quests. Thank you all for joining me today and for hanging out. I really do appreciate it and all the support. As always, take care of yourselves out there in the real world. Take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.